Phillies complete their second straight sweep, 7 wins in a row, and they're now 6-0 under the new interim manager, Rob Thomson. As we welcome you here to Phillies Postgame Live, brought to you by Cure Auto Insurance, Amy Fiddle, Ricky Vitalico, and Ben Davis. And guys, maybe it wasn't the prettiest game. What was it, 400 combined pitches?
There were 400 pitches, Amy. It was a 4-hour and 2-minute game, and there were 26 three-ball counts in the game.
Listen,
that's brutal.
You got to find ways to win, and they did that today. Yep. Overall, going forward, they're finding good things to do with this offense, and I think that's the positive you have to take away from it, Ricky.
Yeah, up and down the lineup. You look at Kyle Schwarber. I mean, he seems to be on fire. He hits another home run today. It seems like Harper's doing it every other day right now, if not every day. He's one of those guys that lives up to his MVP status. And when those guys aren't going, we've seen Bryson Stott. We're seeing Didi Gregorius today with 3 hits, a home run shy of the cycle. So in my eyes, it's everybody. There's one guy that still has to jump on that bandwagon, and that's Nick Castellanos.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him. He was still getting on base. He had a walk today, but you want to see everybody hitting. It's hard to complain when you have 8 runs, though, Ben, but, I mean, we are trying. There's a 7-game win streak. We're trying to look for all the positives we can find.
Well, one of the positives I'm going to find is the bullpen. 5 innings pitched today, just 2 earned runs. They threw the ball extremely well. Again, I know the Brewers lineup is not the best, but they came in and they threw strikes, and that's what you want to see. Again, I think you're going to have a little bit maybe more defined roles out of that bullpen. I liked what I saw out of them. Just got to come in and throw strikes. That's what they did today.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's check in now in Milwaukee with our Ruben Amaro Jr. And Ruben, they are hitting big time. We knew this offense had this firepower, but you're looking at the 7-game win streak. They're averaging 7.5 runs. I mean, is this something we can expect them to extend beyond the month of June?
You know what, Amy? I think that this is a team that obviously was built on offense, and at some point it was going to happen. Are they going to score 7.5 runs every single night from here on in? I don't know that, but you said it yourself. Castellanos hasn't gotten hot yet, and I know that he's going to, at some point, he is going to get hot and carry this team for a while. But it is nice to see these guys continue to contribute up and down the line. You get the young guys, the more veteran guys. You see guys coming off the bench and doing a job like Odubel today. That's exciting. And this was a great game for me. It would have been very easy for these guys to fall, throw in the towel. In the early part of the game, they had a ton of opportunities. They left about 6 or 7 guys on base. There was a couple of situations, men on third, less than 2 outs. Alec Bohm didn't come through a couple of times, but they stayed with it. Nice job by the bullpen of holding things down for the boys to come back and start pounding the ball late in the game.
And he still comes out of it.
That's the thing. I mean,
he's an MVP for a reason.
He is absolutely backing up that MVP status right now. And when this team was struggling, he was the only guy. Now it has to be helpful for him to realize he looks up and down the lineup. There's other actual help out there for him.
There definitely is some other help out there for him. But, I don't think he ever says, I have to be that guy. I just think it's in his DNA. Like, he wants to be the man. He knows he is the man. He knows he can go up top against anybody in the ball game. And it's just fun to watch how he posts up every day. He brings it every day. And we were talking in the newsroom today, thankfully, that they have a DH today because I don't know where he'd be right now or where the Phillies would be without him in the lineup every day. I'm hopefully this elbow thing can work out after the 6 weeks. I know we're approaching that to see how his elbow feels when they start that throwing program again. But thankfully they have the DH and he can be in there hitting.
It's been an absolute lifesaver for this team as they are now 28-29, 1 game under 500, thanks to those 7 wins in a row, including a perfect 6-0 from Rob Thomson. Let's hear from him.
So you guys started off this game like 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, but is this offense to the point where, okay, we're slow, but I believe it's going to get going?
Yeah, I mean, it was like the other night, right? Against the first night we were here. Yeah. We had a bunch of guys on base and just couldn't push them across. So I always tell guys, hitting with runners in scoring position comes in spurts, and as long as you're getting runners on base, you're walking, getting your base hits, eventually you're going to score. So. But we just kept battling, and the biggest thing was that we just laid out good at-bats on Burns and put his pitch count way up there and got him out of the game, and then they got to use kind of the weaker part of the bullpen. So that's where we kind of made our hay.
Is that kind of how you take those first few innings? Because you did have a lot of guys on base, didn't take advantage, but you go, well, all right, we got the big guy out.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was close to 60 pitches after the second inning. So when you get to that point, you're thinking, okay, if we just keep grinding at bats, we're going to get him, because his stuff's good. I mean, he's really good. If we just keep grinding at bats, we're going to end up getting into the weaker part of the bullpen, which we did. So it was good.
When things are going well, I guess a check swing like that by DD winds up finding some grass and
when it's going bad, it's right at third baseman and innings over.
He said Harper's home run was only 425 feet. It felt like it was.
Can't imagine that. I mean, I don't know what to tell you about those distances sometimes, because I see bombs and they say it's 420, 430. See other home runs, they say it's 480. And it doesn't, not the same.
Seemed like at the time it was big defensive play by JT.
Yeah, on the bunt. Yeah, there was, and you got the catcher running there, so you know that you've got some time. And he took his time and made a clean throw, knowing you're probably not going to get double play, so just make sure you get the lead guy. And he did it, and that was a big play in that inning.
How about big picture? I mean, 2 sweeps in a row for a team that's had trouble winning series. That's a pretty big accomplishment.
Yeah, they're playing well. We're getting good pitching. Eflin today didn't really have the normal command that he normally has, but he really grinded through it and got out of some tough situations. And then the bullpen did a great job all the way through. Renfroe, he jumped first pitch of the inning on Brogdon, but other than that, those guys did great.
Who would have closed if it stayed close?
Well, it would have been Corey, but we told Corey in the top of the 9th while we were hitting. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of when it was. Maybe after the 8th. Because we were starting at Yelich with a 4-run lead, and Corey threw so many pitches 2 nights ago that we were going to go with Brad. But if it had started with Adames, we probably were going with Corey.
You can see he's the only one with a completely clean inning there in the 7th inning, Ben.
Yeah, he's been lights out. He can sink it, he can cut it. He's not losing velocity on the sinker. He's got that slight ride when he throws a good 4-seamer. The slider's been really good, and he's mixed a couple change-ups as well. So he definitely has a 3-pitch arsenal that can strike you out with, and he's been really good. Really good.
Really good. Well, who else has been really good? Bryce Harper. Let's check in with him now.
2 sweeps in a row. What does that do for this team's confidence?
Yeah, we just got to keep going, keep plugging along, keep pitching well and playing defense, and hitting timely hitting and having good at bats. Feeling to get being able to get Corbin out of there, in the 5th inning at 100 and whatever pitches he threw. I thought we battled the best we could and got into their bullpen the best we could. And it's a really good Milwaukee team over there, so to be able to come in here and get a sweep in this ballpark, that's huge for us. And, good way to get home and get ready for Arizona coming in this weekend. So
I'm sure you look at the schedule. I mean, the next 13 against teams that are struggling. It seems like a real good opportunity for you. How do you look at it?
Yeah, I mean, they're still Major League Baseball teams, right? But we got to take care of business. We got to go in and take it one game at a time, one pitch at a time, and we can't overlook anybody that we play. We got to continue to grind each bat out, no matter the score, no matter the situation, or anything like that. So I think just as a team, we just got to keep going. Doing things we're doing, playing the game the right way, and like I said, not overlook anybody that we play, and just take it one game at a time and win series, and get the sweeps when we can.
You guys are averaging like 7.5 runs a game over the last week or so. And obviously, you're not going to do that, all throughout. But does that kind of feel like, how this team was built to win a lot of games was to just, score a ton of runs?
Yeah, we got to be confident in our lineup. Confident in what we can do. Trying to weigh down pitchers and wear down pitchers as best as possible. Like you said, this is kind of how our lineup was built, and this is how kind of our team was built as well. Pitching with our starting pitching, and having the lineup that we do. So, excuse me, sorry. Really just trying to do that each night that we go out there. Have good at bats, pitch well, and when you do that and you play defense the best you can, you win games. And we've done it the last couple days, and I think it's paid off and showed how we are as a team.